What is prosperity? Many people think prosperity is money, but it's not. Prosperity is growth. Repeat with me. Prosperity is growth. Now, why do most people struggle to prosper? Simple. Because their minds have been conditioned the wrong way. There's an almost unconscious aversion to prosperity. This resistance prevents people from understanding the true meaning of things. You might not believe this at first, but the correct understanding of things doesn't produce magical results. It produces natural results. When we carry the wrong meaning, we end up with the wrong outcome. For example, those who feel anger toward wealth inevitably carry poverty. Those who reject wisdom live in foolishness. That's why looking for a magical formula is pointless, because it doesn't exist. What does exist is the natural formula, understanding the root of what you desire. This clarity is what brings results. Today I'm going to tell you something powerful. Jewish people live by principles deeply rooted in their culture. This isn't about criticizing or interfering with anyone's faith, but recognizing that they consistently apply these principles. And what is a principle? Think about it for a moment. Maybe you confuse principles with vague concepts or random rules, but that's not what they are. A principle is the foundation. It's the root. Imagine a tree. If you want to understand the beginning of the tree, you need to go to the root. The tip of the root still carries the essence of the seed, and that's where it all starts. On the other hand, if you want to see the result, look at the fruit. Everything in life has a cause and an effect. Why do I emphasize this so much? Because often you already know the answers, but lack clarity. This lack of clarity in the most important matters is what prevents you from prospering quickly. In the coming days, I challenge you to seek this clarity. Discover the cause behind your actions, get straight to the point, and see the fruits you can harvest. The time is now. You need clarity about things. A lot of clarity. And prosperity, as we've discussed, is growth. It's not philosophy, it's not abstraction. It's something simple and natural. Growth. Think of a water source. It starts as a small trickle, cuts through the earth, becomes a stream, and then a powerful river filled with large fish and impressive currents. That's prosperity. Natural and constant growth. Now, what is a principle? A principle is the raw material of creation. It's the essence, the root. When you understand this, things become clearer. If I ask you, what is wisdom? Wisdom is a seed. It carries all the potential for something magnificent. And what is wealth? Wealth is the fruit. See the connection? The seed is the beginning, the fruit is the result. Wisdom, like a seed, needs care. But what does the fool do? He ignores the seed, lets it dry out, and loses the opportunity. The seed must be planted and germinated, and that's not easy. To germinate, the seed must be buried in the earth. This burial is the moment of decision. It either discovers the power it holds or dies. It's at the moment of sprouting that the seed ceases to be just an idea, a possibility, and transforms. This is the beginning of prosperity. Consider the stages. Wisdom is the seed. Prosperity is growth. When the seed germinates, a small plant is born. It grows, strengthens, and depending on the type of tree can become something magnificent. That's how it works. What does this mean for you? It means that loving wisdom is carrying the code for growth. Anything you desire in life begins with an idea, a seed. If you have 10 different seeds and plant them, each will have its own time and way of growing. Some you'll know well, others will surprise you, but the secret lies here. Understanding the potential each seed holds. Plant, care for it, and see what grows. The language of the future. Seed, wisdom, and wealth. Everything begins with an idea. When that idea breaks through and prospers, it becomes a fruit. And the fruit is the third level, wealth. Now tell me, do you think there's anything magical about this? Could someone say that planting a seed in the earth and watching it grow is magic? No, it's not. It's pure nature. The seed already carries the power within itself. Here's something incredible. The seed is the only thing in creation that speaks to the future. It is the language of the future. If no one plants, we won't have a way to communicate with tomorrow. Think about it. If you don't have children, your DNA stops speaking to the future. If animals stop reproducing, if no one plants seeds anymore, we'll be disconnected from the natural cycle of life. Want to speak to the future? Plant a seed. It doesn't matter if it's a physical seed or an idea. It's the starting point. When it comes to wisdom, know that there are different types. Kingdom wisdom, human wisdom, mathematical wisdom. Proverbs 4:7 teaches us that it's worth selling everything to acquire wisdom. Now, reflect with me. There are people who have plenty of land but no seed. Others have seeds but no land. And there are even those who have both but don't prosper. Why? Because they don't plant. Prosperity follows laws. One of these laws is clear. God does not show favoritism. He doesn't choose who prospers and who doesn't. The principle of prosperity is natural. It's at the foundation of creation. When we understand this, we connect with the essence of life. It was this pursuit of understanding that made Solomon stand out. Solomon didn't just look at the obvious. He contemplated everything: the ant, the flight of pests, the movement of storms. He deciphered the hidden codes in creation. And this is the secret I want you to learn today: contemplation. Contemplation isn't just looking, it's seeing the codes, the principles, and the potential in everything around you. This is the true code of Solomon. Solomon was a master of contemplating nature. Read the book of Proverbs and notice how he saw wisdom in the simplest details. He looked at an ant colony and found a lesson. Who leads these ants? They have no boss, no badge, but they work hard in the summer to prepare for winter. Then he compared. Look at the lazy man. See the difference? Proverbs is exactly that, a collection of principles applied to life. It's about understanding why some people prosper and others don't. Another example comes from rivers, the concept of overflow that many fail to understand. Solomon derived this from observing rivers. You don't need to study at Harvard or NASA to grasp natural laws. Wisdom lies in simplicity. Even Jesus said, "The kingdom belongs to children. If you don't become like them, you won't enter." This doesn't mean being childish, but being simple. Contemplation is the act of seeing beyond with simplicity. Wisdom is like a seed. You say, "I can't prosper." Maybe it's because you don't have the seed, or worse, maybe you do have it, but you're surrounded by crows. Before planting, the crows are already taking the seeds from your pocket. You're wasting time fighting the crows when you should be planting. When planting, the process is simple. One digs the hole, another places the seed, and a third covers it. In the end, you plant paired corn seeds, 2 at a time. Now pay attention. When you get distracted by the crows and leave the planting to chase after them, you lose the sowing season. Here's a powerful principle. Nature has its share of losses. God feeds the birds. Some grains are for them, and that's part of the natural cycle. So don't chase after losses. That's foolish. Their loss is like a river flowing to the sea. It doesn't come back. Your role is to swim upstream, not to go downstream, chasing what's no longer yours. I studied law, and anyone familiar with this field knows it focuses on seeking advantages. But I chose to live in peace. I've never picked fights or sued anyone because I understood something fundamental. Wasting time on attacks and revenge is going downstream. My choice is to swim upstream and plant my seeds, letting nature handle the rest. Remember, prosperity lies in wisdom and simplicity. Don't complicate it. Plant your seed, move forward, and leave the crows behind. I've never sued anyone, even though I've been sued myself. Why? Because I set a target in my heart, to prosper so much that there's no time for petty disputes. Someone might ask, what if someone causes you a loss of $1 million? My answer, it happened once, and it became a diploma. I hang that diploma on the wall as a reminder never to take that course again. Those who keep chasing losses are like people chasing crows to retrieve seeds. After all, the crow doesn't produce, it only consumes. Let it take its share and keep planting. Do you know what a thief communicates to God when they steal? They're saying, "I don't trust your provision." They're challenging the Creator, claiming what was given to someone else. That's the thief's message. But you, the producer, shouldn't worry. Produce so much that theft doesn't disrupt your purpose. Prosperity is growth, and those who understand this never stop. The true meaning of money. When we talk about money, we need clarity. Money is just an energy of exchange. It's artificial, a tool that facilitates market transactions. For example, if I sell apples and you sell corn, we might not have a direct interest in trading. Money acts as an intermediary, allowing each of us to acquire what we truly need. Here's the secret. Money must be your servant, never the other way around. It works for you without vacations, without rest, always multiplying itself. There are 3 types of people when it comes to money. 1. Masters of money. They control money, making it work for them. 2. Those who sell out for money. They trade values and dignity for it. 3. Slaves to money. They're dominated by it, endlessly chasing it. Be a master of money. Make it work for you. Money in your hands is like a farmer with seeds. You plant, nurture, and wait for it to yield offspring. Wealth comes from reinvesting those offspring so they grow and multiply. The code of multiplication. Your salary won't make you rich. What generates wealth is putting that money into motion, investing in something that yields returns, an asset, a business, an idea. Think of money as a pair. You pair male and female money, put it into the market, and they produce more money. What's the secret? Take these offspring and continue growing them, reinvesting. This way the cycle never ends and prosperity becomes continuous. Remember, prosperity is growth. Money is just a means. Plant, multiply, and watch the fruits of your labor flourish. Many people live in the same cycle, exchanging an entire month of work for a single apple. And they're content with that because, after all, they can eat the apple. But how do you break this vicious cycle? It's simple. Cut the apple in half. Take the seeds, plant them, and sell the other half. At first it may seem difficult, even painful, but over time, in 5 years, you'll have your own apple tree. Then you'll never need to trade a whole month of work for one apple again. You'll have 800 apples on your tree, and the game will change. Now, I ask one thing. When you break free from this cycle, teach others to do the same. The more prosperous people there are in the world, the better it will be. In places of extreme poverty, where everything is lacking, water, transportation, resources, what's most lacking is prosperity around them. On the other hand, in areas full of prosperous people, everything seems to flow. The first law of the universe is generosity. There's no truly generous person who doesn't prosper, but pay attention, generosity is not the same as recklessness. Being generous means planting seeds in someone's heart, not scattering them on asphalt. Excessive virtues can turn into flaws. A kind-hearted person, when overzealous, becomes a pushover. Extreme loyalty can make someone a pack mule. It's important to balance qualities because every virtue, when obsessive, carries a risk.